All right, so we doing another little round table. We got all the fellas here. We want to talk about interracial marriages
Or just dating.
or dating interracial period or relationship. I guess it's kind of personal for me because my wife is white, and me personally, I don't really care. I think the most important thing about being in a relationship is being happy. It shouldn't matter what color anybody is or what race or what religion or anything like that. A quick story. So I have a business and black women actually won't buy my product because my wife is white.
What's your business?
It's a t-shirt business called Dope. So it was a shirt with a black woman image on it, and it said simply Dope. And black women actually don't want to buy it because my wife is white. I don't really know what sense that make.
What they got to do with the t-shirt?
I have no idea. That's
Well, the girlfriend told me that, black women have self-image issues already.
Mm-hmm.
And she was saying, how is he making a shirt about uplifting black women, but then when you go to see him, he's married to a white woman.
But would you rather him be married to a white woman and hate black women?
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, my mother black, my kids. I got 3 daughters. They're all black, so it's all about uplifting black women.
Right, but
I
it's
still like black women.
It seems like to me sometimes you can't.
I just happen to be in love with a white one.
It seems like sometimes you can't please people. To me,
right.
you know. So to me, it seems like that. Like no matter what you do, you damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
If you just said, you know what, I don't even want to uplift black women. Then they'd be like, nigga, why you can't uplift black women?
I still don't understand the correlation on why she wouldn't buy your shirt. Is she upset? Did she like you or secretly have
I don't know
crush on
her.
you or something like that?
I don't know her, so I don't know. That's just what we were told. I guess me and Ed. So Ed knows. So
Yeah, that was
I ain't even thought nothing else about it since Doc told me. I was just like, okay. So
So I guess if you would have married a black woman, you would have bought your shirt.
She probably still
Yeah,
She would have bought the shirt. She'd have been like,
Fuck
hey,
your
wait till
shirt.
I get my check. Some shit like that. Bitch, you ain't buying my. Just tell the truth, bitch. Yeah, that's when it comes to when it comes to relationships, I think people do what they do. I can't knock nobody for nothing that they do or nothing like that because you got so many people that's unhappy in their relationships. If somebody else is happy, regardless of who they with, it's so many jacked up, fucked up marriages in the world or relationships. It's good anytime you do see a good one.
happiness should be the cornerstone of your relationship. At least that's what I thought. So I didn't think it should
You
matter.
said it should or it shouldn't?
It should be.
Oh, okay.
Just being
Okay.
happy. When you see somebody happy, you should be like, that's what the fuck is up. Good.
Well, right.
Good for you.
Well,
Be happy.
Well, I know some white people, Caucasian people, to be politically correct, don't like the interracial marriage thing because they feel that their race is being
Eliminated.
eradicated. And they feel like each time they intermingle, you're going to have another little mixed kid, which ends up being black, by the way, anyway.
Right.
So I've heard that reasoning and why some people don't like the whole mixture thing.
I think it's very accurate. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
I think it's very accurate.
I mean, I think overall, though, I think as the world gets further and further away from the old motherfuckers that was around, it's starting to be less of that.
Nah.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I
Well,
think
you know
it's-
what? Because you remember when they had that Cheerios commercial with the interracial couple,
Oh,
and they
my
caused
goodness.
a big start. Now every commercial
Every
on
commercial's
TV
like
is
that.
doing it.
It is.
So somebody has to want to see that for them to keep doing.
Did you
it.
remember?
It's not like
how
it's,
Twitter had all those racial remarks.
they got racial remarks
do it
every
about
time
everything.
anything happens.
They do.
I can go.
Anything.
I can hit the lottery, and they'd be like, "That nigga hit the lottery."
I don't
People gonna hate you for whatever you do.
But
I
I mean,
really think
he's
they make these
off the
to make these. I don't think television does shit because people want to see it. Television does shit because they want you to see it.
Yeah, a lot of
I
times.
don't think
Absolutely.
that the
But why do they
interracial
want you?
relationships-
Well, why do they want you
and
to see that?
That's some shit we'll figure out when the shit happens.
Right.
You be like, ah!
Here we go. But
but
that's the thing. But coming from this angle, so could you see yourself married to a white woman?
No. Let me tell you why.
Okay, go for it.
I really don't have nothing wrong with them, all like that. But what I do notice about them, I notice about them is as they age, they start to crack like old paint.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that's not so
what?
like old paint.
Get the fuck out of here.
So you know, but I think they're nice people. I really do. But I you know, they start to crack. You know, sisters and some of the other nationalities. You know, they like good paint. You know, they go like a long time.
You use that expensive paint.
You know, and it got melanin in there, so it don't crack. You know?
Chris, your turn.
So funny.
Same question?
Talk to
Same
my
question.
wife about that.
No.
All right.
Absolutely
You
not.
better do something about your face.
For me personally, I mean, that's just not, it's not part of my game plan. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, I've thought intensively about that and had my issues with it. Then I'd be like, well, damn, man, some of the cats that went the hardest for us as a people, you know, had white wives.
Right.
Like Harry Belafonte, for example.
Right.
You know what
Frederick
I'm
Douglass.
saying? Frederick Douglass.
The second wife.
His second wife
Douglass,
was
yeah.
was a white woman.
But
So
the long wife was black.
He was black.
He graduated. He
exactly.
was like, I made it. I'm gonna be a white bitch.
Fuck
you.
Two sisters.
Yeah, Sidney Poitier.
Sorry,
I mean,
Freddie,
so once seeing that, you know what I mean, it softens my stance a little bit. But you know, like you said, it should be about happiness. But me personally, no, I can't do that.
It's on you, brother. We're gonna go around the whole table. Shit.
I'm not against it. Personally, I've never had like white girl game. Like, not for real. Ain't like white girls. They never been like, hey, it's just you know, some brothers be like that. The white bitches be all over them. That's never been me. So I might be a little bit biased because they just don't fuck with me like that. Even though I think they like dark niggas, so I'm like, why y'all don't like me? What the fuck wrong with me? You know, Will Smith said, why you don't want me? Right. I'm gonna write an open letter to white women on Facebook. I mean that my whole thinking on that issue has always been, even if I fell in love with a chick and she happened to be white, I always thought her family would probably be more of the problem for me.
Yeah.
Like going to white people Thanksgiving and you know what I mean, like that. Like
that'll
one, it would probably take me some getting used to.
Yeah.
You know, like green bean casserole and shit like
No
that.
seasoning.
Right, but even if somebody don't like black people, you know, and it probably would be an adjustment, her, you know, the other way around also, but that's just something I've always thought about when it comes to that. Like, that might be kind of weird, just being like, it's like 50 people here, and it's like Ted on the couch.
I want to throw in something. I want to change this. I do have some exceptions here. Now, if she's super, super, super wealthy, and I mean
Rothschild wealthy.
And if we're gonna go this
ain't
angle,
gotta be that. But then I would have to change my stance, and I would marry her.
right? We gonna get your face fixed later on, baby.
How about you, Ed?
Yeah.
With me personally, I think I see relationships different than many people. To me, it's not about personal happiness. And I'll tell you how I got here is because I've been a trainer for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've had numerous women who have me train their sons because their boyfriend or husband don't deal with them, you know. And in my mind, like they'll say, you got to stick around because he needs a male figure, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but you're married. And she'll be like, well, but my husband don't really talk to my sons, you know. And I'm like, how the fuck do you choose a man?
Right, and stay with the nigga.
Yeah, that don't involve themselves with your sons. To me, marriage is it's in a community effort, and it's a reflection of the community. And for where we are as a people, I couldn't do it. Now, it's not, if we were winning, if we were winning, then it wouldn't matter. But I think we're losing too much, and so I think that we need as much positive black relationship images as we can have, because black self-image, especially amongst little girls, is really low.
Huge.
You know what I mean? Even boys too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
the girls get it a little bit worse.
And then the way they portray our relationships on television, except for Blackish, is terrible. So I like the fact that you know, my wife and I can go out in front of black kids and they can look at us and they can, you know what I mean?
See a positive.
Yeah, I never even asked my wife to dress up except for like when I coach, and I have her come be there with my boys so they can see yeah, I want that. You know what I mean?
Right,
That type of deal. Like,
right.
I don't give a shit about all that. Y'all know me. You can wear jogging pants for the rest of your life. I don't give a shit.
Right.
But for that, I say go ahead, do your hair, wear something nice, so they can actually strive for that. Because our families are broken.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And to throw that out there, which is what I should have said. Part of one of
We still my answers now, brother.
Right, that's what I was gonna say, nigga.
That's what I was thinking.
Me personally, as far as just physical attraction, it's a lot of beautiful women of all nationalities.
Black women, no.
But black women, hands down.
Yeah.
God damn. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm glad you said it because something else that I was thinking about. Now, I know you said you couldn't. You said you couldn't. I ain't never even thought about it really.
Right.
Probably wouldn't because they don't fuck with your boy anyway. So fuck you. No, I'm just talking shit. But what about races other than white? What about a Spanish chick or an Asian chick or a Pakistani chick or something other than white?
Well, for me, nobody but black.
Okay.
Now, basically, I just told you why.
Definitely.
Our condition, we at the fucking bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need to be serious about digging up out of this trench.
Mm-hmm.
If we was winning, everything would go.
Definitely.
But right now, we fucking losing.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing,
What about you?
Would I marry him?
Date. Date, marry.
Nah, I say marry.
We'll say marry.
To
Date,
black
marry.
folks to just get some.
Dating is Netflix and chill.
I ain't even just talking about like you just stroking her or something. I mean like you're dating like
seriously entertaining.
right, seriously entertaining. We could be together.
Well, other races, other national. Yeah, why not? Why not? At the end of the day, when they have my kids, they gonna look like me anyway. They gonna be dark, so it don't matter.
So basically, it's the fact that got you turned out.
What about you?
Well, I want the, I heard what you said
You look at
earlier.
the Bible and be like, you got too much
Right.
wrinkles, baby. I can't.
See, the other thing that's important too is that whole generational wealth thing. Being able to pass down the wealth to our kids. So my thinking is that's where I want my thing to be. I want the wealth to go down to my children. So even if they black or whatever race or whatever, I think we need to marry smarter. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just saying, I love this woman, she's beautiful or whatever. I think that has to be a factor in who you choose to marry as well.
Right. So you would pass the generational wealth down to your little Filipino son.
Black. This is gonna be black. My child's gonna be black no matter what. Anyway, I'm dark guy, so
Till he decided he want to move back to the Philippines and get back in touch with his mom's side. Now
Nah.
he fucked up the wealth.
Run around in there.
Not Manny Pacquiao.
Rice
man.
paddy.
They're not gonna accept him over there.
Fucking headband.
Little darky boy.
What's this? I mean, for me personally, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But for me, it don't matter. I mean, ain't nothing better than a black one. But I guess my stance softens a little bit with that. But you know what I'm saying? Regardless of what the nationality is, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For me, there's nothing more beautiful than a black woman. And again, I've seen some bad white women, some bad Spanish or Hispanic or whatever you would call it. Because to me, they just light-skinned black people personally.
Right. I mean, I don't think
Spanish.
Right, I speak Spanish.
I don't think
When you get dropped off the boat.
I don't think when most people see a black dude with a Puerto Rican chick or they don't really consider that an interracial relationship.
Especially black people. I think more Puerto Ricans do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do.
Definitely.
But not black people. Black people just
and it might depend on what area of the country you live in too, and stuff like
if you was
that.
in Cali and New York, they don't wink an eye, but up here is.
The reason why I thought about that is because I think a lot of black people don't really have much of a problem with somebody dating outside of their race. It's like as long as they ain't white. You know what I'm saying?
And I respect that because if you look at the history,
Right, definitely. I think that's why
I feel
that
like
is.
everybody black has that right.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't feel like white people have that right, we ain't been whipping your ass for the last 500 years.
But like he was saying,
if,
it's about a matter of survival. Their numbers.
No, but it's still cutting dicks off and hanging niggas from trees.
Well, yeah, I mean,
but
that's
the thing
extreme.
is, if a black person, because I know a lot of people say I don't understand how black people could be on this today, and I'm like, then read some more. You know what I mean? Now, your personal choice is your personal choice. Your preference is your preference. But some people have too much emotional attachment to their ancestors to be able to just say, you know,
fuck it.
Yeah, and I can respect that. Yeah. You know, because these really are. We don't look at it that way, but these really are our grandparents and great grandparents and shit like that. And if it were the other way around, it wouldn't fuck.
Some of y'all wouldn't be able to forgive that.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question. Something
We
you
just
said
are
earlier.
more loving, I think, than and forgiving than like everybody.
We forgive every fucking
Yeah.
thing. We
Yeah,
forgive
we
shit
forgive
now.
niggas while they shoot. Motherfuckers be
Kill us
shooting
now.
niggas.
We like, well, I'm just walking down the street with a whole bunch of people and y'all will stop.
Earlier you said something about the media when you said that whole Cheerios thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, tell me this. I want to go back to the media. Do y'all feel that on TV with the relationships, do you feel that they push black women with white men more than they do?
Well,
Yeah,
here's the thing. And
Absolutely.
this is that when we were saying why you think they do that,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're trying to dethrone the no throne we already got, black men. Because all interracial relationships with TV, black women are with everybody but black men.
Yeah.
Nobody's with black men.
Right.
Even when you watch like, y'all remember that is like a Jaws remake and shit?
I didn't see it.
I'm not thinking of what you're talking about.
So-
So, LL was in it, I think.
Yeah, I think some shit. But they got all the kids on the beach and
Oh, no,
everybody.
No, not that one.
Everybody
You're thinking about
you thinking
Deep
Deep Blue
Sea.
Sea.
Yeah.
So everybody hooking up. White boy fucking here, white boy fucking the girl here, white boy fucking the girl here, and the black boy is in the room masturbating. You know what I'm saying?
I know the
it's
shit like that in movies
it's
all the
just a
time. I'm like, what
constant-
the
Right,
fuck is
black,
that?
Black men aren't being put with anybody on television but other black men and white men.
And also, kind of touching on what you just said, one thing I do notice, even on a lot of like those commercials and stuff like that, when they do have the interracial
The
relationship,
nigga sitting on the couch instead of getting ready for work.
well, he's always a race neutral nigga too.
Yeah,
he ain't
yeah.
like Raheem.
He ain't
He's
dark
kind of
hair.
like
He ain't got no
Like,
braids.
look like Little Richie
Like,
grew up from Family
right, he
Matters
like
and shit.
right, exactly. He
Yeah,
like
he
he
ain't
might be
threatening,
black. I don't know.
nothing.
Yeah, he's always really non-threatening and
Yeah.
and
And he's always non-working too. Look at those commercials.
Or he's gay.
Everybody's getting ready for work except black men in commercials, man. Cereal commercials, niggas is ready for video.
Eating cereal.
Yeah.
Now I don't have a preference. It's not nothing to do with a preference or nothing. I don't give a fuck about none of that. So I date anybody. It don't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's about how we match up.
Yeah, I get it.
It's just how we are together.
mm-hmm.
But my thing with black people is I can respect anybody's opinion. You ain't got to date nobody, but you should respect me.
Right.
Black people have a tendency to disrespect black
Right.
people.
Right.
The best thing black people do is disrespect, and the hardest thing is to respect somebody. Black people cannot respect other black people, but they will disrespect the fuck out of you.
Right, won't
And that's a
disrespect the white
problem.
person.
You ain't gotta like the my wife is white, but you ain't gotta disrespect me.
Right.
Right.
Because now we gonna have a problem.
Right.
I
Right.
That's
remember
what-
one time-
that's what
I remember-
problems
I remember
started.
One time I was at the
Yeah.
mall and it was a young couple. It was a I can't remember what the makeup of the couple was, but I think it was a black guy, young black guy with a white girl. They was holding hands, and I was getting like in the food court getting something to eat. And the chicks in Subway was like, look at them. Why they gotta be all like that? I'm like, damn, nigga, they just walking. Like, make my fucking sandwich and shut the fuck up. Bitch,
You worried about the wrong shit.
You put the wrong shit on it. I did not ask you for no fucking mayo.
I want to ask the gentleman here who has an interracial relationship. Have you ever encountered being disrespected by someone or somebody made the sly comment? Have you?
In person?
Yeah.
So what do you get the disrespect from?
You can sense it in people's look.
Okay.
It ain't gotta be words said. We can be walking, you can just eye somebody. And it's just a look they give you. You just be like, alright, well. Keep your thoughts to yourself.
I got that look before too. I went to the movies with a white girl one time.
You know the look, right?
Oh man, I'm like, goodness, I didn't know what to say. I mean, for real, it was literally I met somebody up in the movies that was in the class of mine or some shit, and I mean, they looked at me like I had just.
I know what you mean.
It could have been
I
admiration.
can't do this.
You got somebody said, he made it.
Right.
You get made it.
That's a little Frederick from now on. But I remember I had a meeting with somebody was trying to sell me some ads for billboards, and it was a young white girl, and it was at Applebee's in a pretty black area, and I remember that same thing. They kind of was like, "Oh, nigga, you ain't here now, huh? That's how you roll."
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
"You're looking at advertisements. They don't even like me."
How do y'all think that those conversations go on in the house of the little white girl who bring home the black boy? How do you think her daddy?
I think it depends on. I think it depends on the family.
I said profanity. I said a lot of profanity.
I
Racial slurs.
But I think it really depends. Yeah, I think that really depends on their family. I mean, I think it's something that everybody in their house, if you the first Raheem that's been over there, the whole family has to. They got to make sure that they on their shit, because even if they trying to accept you, everybody got preconceived notions and prejudice and all of that about other people.
The stereotype.
And to be extra, trying to be cool with you.
Right. So it might get kind of awkward. That Thanksgiving and stuff like that.
Right, shit like that. Don't call me fucking bro.
Right.
Be normal.
Right.
That's one thing that I don't like.
Bro.
Like, you don't call him bro. Why you calling me bro?
Right.
We don't even call each other that.
Yeah.
We say bruh. It's like bro. Like, dude, who the fuck is you talking to?
But speaking of family, I never had a problem with her family.
Okay.
Yeah, never a problem.
Okay.
So you never sensed no funny shit, nothing like that.
That's good, because to me that would be a deal breaker.
Her family's cool.
If I met your family and I can sense that this ain't gonna work, I'm not gonna deprive my kids of being able to go over to grandparents' house on Christmas, and I'm coming with them and all of that, or now they hate me because I'm always at the house because it's awkward. Right, splitting holidays and all that. That would be a deal breaker.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of those things that might be one of the things that ever stopped me from even thinking about anything like that. Is I wouldn't want to fall in love with somebody. Next thing you know, I meet your family and I'm like, I can't do this.
We out of love.
For me personally, I never
over.
even thought about it on their side. For me personally, I couldn't imagine bringing Becky home. Be like, hey, grandma, this is Becky. Now, and grandma never said nothing, ever.
She'd be like,
since I was a child. But I just couldn't imagine doing that shit. I couldn't imagine.
You got a little boy, right?
Yeah.
What do you bring home a little back?
Very irritated over there. That motherfucker. I don't know.
I wouldn't be happy about that. I wouldn't be too excited.
So why not?
Cause that ain't what I'm about, son. That's why the fuck are you about that, son? I mean, that's basically what it would come down to. Now, at some point, I will have to adjust because I walk a balance beam with imposing my will and what I believe on him, and also trying to let him be his own person too. You know what I'm saying? The black power shit that I pumped to him, I think is too strong in some points, and he
rebelling.
He rebels a little bit.
So
You better chill out.
A higher percentage chance in
He gonna go the complete opposite way. He gonna be like, okay, motherfucker.
Right.
Show your ass.
There's a big chance that he's gonna be like, fuck this shit. Give me a white bitch.
Right. And hey, it's very, very possible. But I got mixed cousin, first cousin I love dearly, for example. You know what I'm saying?
I got mixed nieces and nephews.
Niece, you know what I'm saying? So when I think about the product of what comes from that, it's like, man, I got really good friends that's, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's a.
See, I just feel obligated to black women.
Me too.
I just feel it's just straight up.
Me too, absolutely.
We ain't got enough men already.
That's true.
So that's the thing. I don't feel like I can take myself from
out of the
circulation.
Yeah.
Right.
And when we already out here struggling,
Yeah.
I just feel obligated, man.
And we just gotta have a strong affinity to our people. Number one, we the men. So what?
Well, see,
Sometimes
and that's the
these
thing.
men,
The thing about I think another reason black people don't like interracial relationships, and I don't think we actually process it this way, but it turns black people against black people. Like Darnell is actually the only guy I know with a white wife who fucks with black people, for real. You know
like
what I'm
my
saying?
family love her.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
she's completely
yeah.
different
But
type
but
of.
you still fuck with your
She's-
people, and
yeah.
most like when I go on the cruise, I see the white dude with the black dude with the white. He's at the piano bar.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody on the cruise black at the piano bar but this nigga.
Right,
And he singing them little Whistle and Dixie songs and shit.
Right,
He got on some
right.
high ass shorts, and it's like
Right.
nigga God.
But I think it also,
for
I
real.
think
Right.
that
Yeah.
part right there kind of also depends on what kind of white girl it is too.
Yeah.
Because you got
But see, a lot of people do it to disassociate to begin with.
Right.
See,
Black,
a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
us have this thing where black is better. I mean, white is
right,
better.
right, definitely,
Right.
You know,
definitely.
so a lot of
But-
it isn't.
But at the same time, I think it's different. It's different kind of levels to it.
Yeah.
Like your wife is white. She don't act black.
Mm-hmm.
There's that, and that's usually the guy that's at the piano bar whose wife is just straight white.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the white girl with the little short haircut that talk like she from
With the cornrows.
down the way. You know what I mean? Usually nigga hook up with her because he ain't got no place to stay or something. Like the fat bitch said, he's like, man, I need a place to stay, man.
Income tax time.
Income tax.
Call her, can I come home?
She got credit.
Right, she gotta get credit or some shit like that. So I think it's different types. Those cats that hook up with her just because they need a place to stay,
Yeah, they just
usually,
surviving.
yeah, they stay
surviving.
black. They still
Yeah.
stay with their black friends. But the other ones that a lot of times that hook up with somebody that's white, a lot of times it's disassociating themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
But in the case where you got somebody that can hook up and you be you, I'm gonna be me and all of that, and it ain't disassociating and all of that, that's cool.
And
That's
I
what's
got
up.
people close to me when I'll talk about black issues, and they're like, Ed, I can't talk to you about this. Nigga, why? Man, I'm dating a white girl.
The fuck that
So,
got to do with it?
That ain't gonna change
what?
what's going on
And that's
in the
the
world.
thing, like, there's a thing about, basically disassociation. A lot of black people,
That's
and I
true.
would say in particular, well, men and women,
Want to leave the black
yeah,
race.
they
kinda.
do it to disassociate.
Definitely,
You know what I mean? They do it to get away from, and to you know, basically their way of
Run away from pain.
not
That's what I think.
addressing the social issues
Yeah.
and order of society, or trying to attach themselves to the winning group. You know.
Now, let me ask y'all, why do y'all think that a lot of, historically, a lot of people, successful blacks, athletes and stuff like that,
Married to white people.
uh-huh.
I'm tell you what I think.
I'm telling you what I think too. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what I think. Truthfully, I think a lot of them started off trying to associate white
Yeah.
and realize these niggas are never gonna accept me,
Mm-hmm.
and it exposes you to a level of white that's different than we would be exposed to. You know, especially when, you know, a rich actor, he's gonna a lot of times be with a white girl who has a little more money.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's around that white circle, and he really realizes, I'ma always be a nigga to these people.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of re-embraces his blackness. That's what I think.
Mhm.
I can't say, you know, I haven't talked to these people, but I think that happens a lot, you know.
I think it's a thing that they think they made it. That's what I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a I made it, like you said earlier. I made it. I got me a white girl.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in college, I think how a lot of sports guys get caught up with them,
Mm-hmm.
because white girls go looking for husbands, black girls go looking for degrees.
Yeah.
White girls go there
Yeah, we
to
talked
find
about that
a
in the
fucking
video, too.
husband. That's
Yeah.
what they there for.
And also,
they
it depends.
They get their goddamn husband, whoever the fucking best football, basketball player it is, and she gonna stick to him.
Definitely. And a lot of times, you might be the only black person in the school.
I was just
Yeah.
that was
You
my
get a
answer.
scholarship, you might be
And a lot of
Raheem on the football team.
And a lot of these athletes, they never ever were around black community, because if you think of AAU and all
That's
these
true.
guys, they
Yeah.
poaching these little dudes
Out of the neighborhoods.
out of the neighborhoods
Mhm.
early in the game.
That's
So they
right,
sending
right,
them
right.
to
That's
St.
true.
Ed's and all of these
They might
private
have went to
schools.
school.
Nation.
They might have
They're
lived down the way or
disassociated
something.
from-
Right.
And then their image of black too is skewed because all they know is hood rap.
Right.
Because they know the poorest of black people, and then they know.
They don't know the middle.
White
Also, I think a
people,
lot
you
of times, even especially even in that situation, is it kind of seems like And on their way to the top, they want all the same trinkets that the white man got.
Right.
I want the same car he got. I want the same house. I want to live in his neighborhood. I want his wife.
Because look at
And you end
LeBron's
up-
son.
to be associated to success.
LeBron's son already got a scholarship to Kentucky, an offer for Kentucky or Duke. And this dude, not even a
Ain't he
teenager.
14?
Yeah,
He's 11.
He only 11?
He's 11.
already.
Damn,
So
he tall. I saw him. I was like, shit,
At what
okay.
point in time
Should've known
is
he
he
was tall,
ever
right?
going to be associated with black people?
And it's going to be up to his people to do.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what
it really come down to your
upbringing,
to
your
your upbringing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and what you exposed to,
yeah.
and what's instilled in you.
We,
You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
we in general don't understand the concept of putting into our kids.
Mm-hmm.
We understand exposure. You know, we don't really put in though. We don't really give them enough ideology.
We don't enter the data.
Yeah.
Enter the data.
Yeah, we don't
Let other people enter all the data in your kids'
we
fucking
don't
brain.
instill direction. We don't instill pride. We don't instill community thought. You know, we just
Put them on autopilot.
Yeah.
Just let them go and hope
Yeah.
that shit works out.
Yeah.
It works
And then
sometimes, but
And
a lot
it's
of
really
times
bad
not.
for sports because
Yeah.
they just let the goddamn sports raise your damn child.
Right.
You ain't raise your damn child. You ain't had no input on this shit.
And if you don't know, and if you don't end up liking what comes out of it, too fucking bad, because now it's too late. You didn't.
Have you ever watched the draft?
Mhm.
A
Okay.
few minutes here and there.
Do y'all notice now, like the football draft? Y'all ever notice when, you know who they interview? The mother.
Yeah,
The mother,
they act like the
And
fathers
there's
don't
no, if you look at it, you wouldn't even know that none of these boys got no dad.
Right.
That's on purpose.
The
They like
coach
to push
was
the
my daddy.
stereotype.
Yeah, that's on purpose.
They
Yeah,
like to
they're
push
doing
the
that shit on
stereotype
purpose.
of that, you know what I mean? They always push the
The
stereotype
blind
of
side.
the absent black man and the
Yeah,
broken
I
black
love
family.
movies where white people say black people. They can't make enough of them.
Which is
Like, when is the
all
next one coming out?
The nigga pet
which is all
They
mixed.
watch that shit, The Blind Side. I get mad at the whole fucking family. Turn this bullshit
I
off.
hate
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
can't-
this is.
I've still
I
never
ain't
seen
watched
it.
it.
But
She
it's
was
all.
she was like, he came in the room. She said, and he was like, I never had one before. She was like, a room? He was like, a bed. Get the fuck out of here. Get the
Keep
fuck
in
out of
mind, keep
here.
in mind who wrote the
You been
script.
sleeping on the floor for 16 years, nigga?
Keep that in mind. Who wrote the script? Who approved it?
Mm-hmm.
Because think about it.
But it,
That-
but
that-
it also
that whole-
plays into white association to success and the white savior. And it all
White
goes,
savior's big in movies, baby.
But it goes
Huge.
into if you're watching an athletic movie and you want to be an athlete and you see that what saved him and protected him and secured him
White
is
woman.
white.
Mhm.
You're gonna grow up and want a white agent.
Mhm.
You're gonna grow up and want a white paternal figure. Nobody's talking about how all these motherfuckers got agents and all of them broke.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All these motherfuckers got agents, but all of them fucking broke.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, and so we're not telling that story though. We telling this blindside racist broad who saw an opportunity that she could come up on. Because that's all it was.
Did y'all hear about? Did you hear about the story about the young brother that entered college? I guess he was homeless
Mm-hmm.
and he was biking 6 hours to
He
enroll in college.
Yeah.
And he was slept in a tent on the campus, and then the
Okay.
cops found him and was like, "Oh, okay, little nigga, you doing good things. Let's help out." And then it became like this big story. So this lady, white lady, blindside lady, she creates a GoFundMe for this dude, brings all this
Keeps the money.
notoriety to it.
Yeah.
I think they raised $200,000 for this brother.
Yeah.
And then she goes, "Well, we're gonna put it in a trust." Because when it's raised, it's initially the idea is we're gonna give you the money because you're gonna be
Then it got to
successful
be too
in life.
much. Yeah.
It got to be $228,000, I think.
Mhm.
And she goes, "We're gonna put this in a trust for you in your name." He said, "Okay, well let me bring my attorney, my legal team into it." She goes, I'm offended.
Now I'm
Like,
offended,
what the
right.
fuck you mean, type shit. And then he's like, "Well, if that's what you want to do, then I need to have my people look at it." And then she goes, then all of a sudden the money is froze up or some shit like that.
He wound up getting it though.
You
didn't
heard
he?
about the
I
blind
don't know, 'cause I
side
didn't
I
lady?
remember seeing an article that
With
said he gets to get his money.
Okay.
You heard
Yeah.
about the blind side lady with them little teenagers?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, I guess she owns like a KFC or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was two boys. They ate and I guess they were waiting on the ride, and she had taken a picture with them, talking about you don't know people until you talk to them, this, that, and the other, because it was just some weird shit. But basically, it was like she went over there, she had them suit over, and she sat down and said, "What are you guys up to?" And then found out they didn't. They were waiting on the ride, and she gave them $5 each and took a picture. And everybody's talking about how great it was and how nice she is. And it's like, okay, but you felt the need to go ask 2 black boys what they're doing because they're sitting in a fucking restaurant eating.
In a chicken restaurant at that. Nigga, what the
You know
fuck
what I'm
do you
saying?
think we're doing here? We love chicken.
Exactly. But
That's what it looks like we doing.
That's some racist shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you give them a little charity and take a picture
Take a
with
picture
them
so
to
you can
boost your
post
own
it.
status.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the thing about that is if they would have said, if they would have brushed her off, they probably would have got arrested.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If they had to basically conform to her fucking with them. And basically probably kiss her ass in order to be unaffected while they patronize her business.
Right.
But everybody on the internet was acting like she did this great
And
grandiose
because
thing.
they were young kids, they
Yeah.
probably didn't even realize
Yeah.
what was
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
But yeah.
Bitch, I'm trying to eat.
Right.
Like they were like 14 or 15. And they were literally, they went to get, you know how it was a game going on later. They went to the little food store, they ate, they had like 30, 40 minutes to kill, they sitting over there. The store people started whispering about them, and they were going to call the cops on them. And so, yeah.
Like they didn't buy something there or something.
And so then she goes over there and she's telling the other white folks that, see, they're not bad, you just got to talk to them. Why don't you just leave them the fuck
They
alone?
pit bulls or something.
You know what I mean? It's cold outside, they already spent some money.
Leave them alone.
Leave them the fuck alone. But you're a savior because you went and made them conform to your fucking... Yeah, that's
Can I
bullshit.
ask y'all a question real quick off the top? And I know we ain't got much time. And everybody here, I hear the admiration and love for black women. How do y'all feel about that one, the guy I see on the internet sometime, Tommy Sawyer?
No, don't even bring him up.
Oh, Crispy?
No, don't bring him up. Don't bring him up.
Fuck him.
I just wanted to see.
I beat the fuck out of
I
Crispy.
just wanted to see how y'all felt about him because it sounded like he dog black women real hard. Like whenever I watch him,
He came from a black woman though.
Yeah.
Every woman in his family black woman, but he dogged them.
I think he.
Nigga's a coon.
I think I agree with all of that. I think he's a good debater. So he's good at making himself sound like he's right when he's debating some bullshit.
He's just desperate for attention.
He speaks well.
Yeah.
But he'll pick the right people to have on his little show. I've only seen like a couple little things on YouTube. One, he had like these young girls on there, and he was debating them. He was really like going off on them and all of that. I mean,
it seems like he really has some hatred for black women.
yeah. I mean, I think it's an audience
He
for
got
it.
hatred for himself too, though. I mean, you can always think about.
That's what you trace it
hating
back
black
to.
people is profitable in our society.
Right. It's
a come up.
It's an industry.
Yeah, it's an industry.
a business.
So I think he's
It's an
fulfilling
Right, it's a
something
job for
that
your
is-
ass.
Unfortunately, is in demand.
You know.
Man.
That's
I
why
mean,
Corey hates Stephen A. Smith so much.
You can make
Yeah.
a video right now
Motherfucker.
and
Right.
shit on black people, and you'll go viral.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you continue it, you'll be on Fox News,
Right.
and
Oh, like
you'll
Stacey
have
Dash.
you can do a GoFundMe and all types of
The
shit.
D-list
So
actors.
That's what it comes down to.
Right.
But that's our stance on interracial dating.
Kind of got off topic a little bit there, but.
I think it's-